Just is everybody doing, Jalen and Joe?
Joe's fine. Jalen did not practice with us today, so we're going to go there and reevaluate him tomorrow to see exactly how he's feeling before the game.
As you look back at the film, what stood out to you? What did you think was leading to some of the turnovers and defensive lapses?
Well, I really think, give credit to Boston. They did a heck of a job guarding us, defending us. The physicality of the game was at a very good clip. But then there was things us just, undisciplined plays by us defensively, gambling when we didn't need to gamble, giving up open corner threes. Just the level of discipline that we need to have coming into this game tomorrow has got to be at a high level. And our guys understood that, they know that, and it'll be great to be able to get out tomorrow and see if we can apply it during the game.
They didn't have Al Horford, Cornette, Porzingis. They mentioned after the game, Mazzulla said that speed was their advantage. Did that mismatch at all create a problem for you guys? Do you feel like, how do you slow them down on Sunday?
Well, I think we got to stick to our principles. A lot of those speed-ups were caused by us, in our undisciplined defensive efforts. Gambling for the ball when we don't need to. The times in which we took shots with the spacing on the floor, recognizing what coverages they're in certain moments. I think the more we recognize that earlier, the better we'll be. The guys did a great job of watching the film this morning. The coaches did a great job of explaining the adjustments that needed to be made. So it'll be great to be able to see how we come out and try to apply those.
Jaylen Brown said, because they were down so many different guys and different players stepped up off the bench, that this is one of the biggest games of the year for them. What's your reaction when you hear someone like that say that about a game against your team?
Well, listen, I really do believe that our guys are earning the respect of other teams and other opponents and other coaches, and this is what we have to continue to earn. We can't expect it on each and every given night. We have to go take it, and I think that's what this team is recognizing and wanting to feel. Like they have to earn the respect of the league, of their opponents on a nightly basis.
We talked a little bit about last night, but the way Boston's playing at home right now, that's about as tough of a test as it gets in the NBA. For your group to be able to measure themselves and take what they learned from yesterday and put it up against a team like that in an environment like that, just how big of an opportunity is it for your group?
It's a great opportunity for our guys, and knowing exactly like you said, like they're playing at a very high clip right now. They're playing very good basketball, and I think it's a great gauge for us. How do we respond back? How do we make the adjustments that are necessary in this game? Control the things that we can't control, and let the chips fall where they may. And I think that's what this group has to continue to understand. That as long as we do what we're capable of doing, we have to just let it be, no matter what the outcome of the game is.
You said Jalen didn't practice today. Was Markelle able to practice today, and how is he doing? What's his status?
Markelle, there's nothing new to report on Markelle. It's about the same. He was in practice, but there was no contact with him.
The schedule, you have this game, then you have Miami, then you have Milwaukee and Indiana. How important is it to get off in the right foot, knowing that this schedule is pretty intense coming up?
I think for us, we got to just take this joint one game at a time. Do our best to kind of stay in the moment, knowing that we do have this hard schedule coming up, but knowing that we can't worry about games. We got 2-3 games ahead. We got to worry about the game, the task, the situation at hand, and we got to take that seriously and, perform.
When you look over the film, what stood out to you from yesterday, and how can you guys adjust to heading into Sunday?
I think for us, it's it was a couple things. Obviously, turnovers. I think we turned it over 21 times. That's a big one. It's hard to win against a team like that who will make us pay. I think they had 25 or 26 points off turnovers, and so that's one. And then two, we gotta just we gotta guard. We gotta understand that we're gonna get in a scramble mode, but we gotta have each other's backs. But I think just in this past game, it's just we were just flustered from the start, just in terms of us not having fun, and in terms of us we got in a scramble mode way too easy. And we gotta just be locked in and tied in as a unit. And I think if we do that, I think we'll have a great chance to go out and perform much better tomorrow.
Jaylen Brown said after last night's game, because they were down, Al Horford, Porzingis, Cornette, a bunch of different players stepped up off the bench because of that, and the way they won, it was the biggest game of the year for them. What Jaylen said. When you hear that from Jaylen Brown, what's your reaction?
I think it's a mutual respect. I think that they respect us. We obviously respect them, and They showed us the ultimate respect by the way they came out and kicked our butt yesterday. So we can't just take that and we can't just kind of take that in the chin. We gotta lock in and have a proper response for that tomorrow.
How important is it to, the regular season series is tied 1-1. I don't know if you guys think about that in terms of the standings long term, but
we do.
How important is that?
I mean, it's super important. I mean, I don't like kind of teams feeling they got moral victories on us. And I think for them, if they were to beat us in the season series, I think for them, that'd be like a moral victory. Just because it's been a great back and forth. We've had some great games against them in the past couple of years. So I think for us, we just gotta take this joint seriously. We gotta in turn, the way they showed us that respect yesterday, we have to show them that same respect back tomorrow and go out there and hoop and just and give them a ball game.
Well, obviously they're a tough team and they're unbeaten at home. How much would you relish the opportunity to come back, tomorrow and be the first team to beat them at home this season?
It'd be dope. It'd be dope. I mean, they're obviously, as we said, they're a super talented team. They got some dogs on that team, and we do too. But we got to go show that tomorrow, and beating them at home, that'd be big. I know, as you said, they're undefeated, and so that'd be a great honor to go get this one tomorrow, and it'd be a personal victory for all of us.
You had a career high in pretty much everything in the last game. For you, how much of this is the growth and how I know it wasn't the outcome you wanted, but for you personally, how did it feel to see that?
I mean, just like another small step forward. Every game I'm trying to just get more comfortable and kind of get more in rhythm, which I feel like I'm doing. So definitely felt like last night, despite us playing how we did as a team, was a small step.
Talk about just a little bit about how today's practice went and just everything you guys are going through. What were some of the things that Coach really wanted you to work on ahead of Sunday's game?
Really just fixing our mistakes from last night, cleaning up some stuff in the offense, and then on the defensive end, also fixing up some schemes and plays that we had trouble guarding. So, today is about getting ready for tomorrow, for sure.
Anthony, they're undefeated at home. They have a good crowd environment. Just how tough of a task is it, playing there against them, and how eager are you to get another crack at it tomorrow?
It's tough, going on the road, playing against a good team that wins a lot of home games. But these are the games, like, us players, these are the games, we really get up to play, like, big environment, good team. Kind of like it feels like a playoff type environment, at least, for some of these games. So, we definitely look forward to it. We're going to come in and play a little better on Sunday.
To know that this game on Sunday is coming up, but then you have Miami, Milwaukee, and Indiana, also some pretty competitive teams. Just kind of how important is it to kind of get your footing right in tomorrow's game leading into that tough stretch?
Yeah, it's definitely good to start that stretch off on a good note. We slipped up yesterday, but luckily we have another chance to play them again on Sunday. So definitely for those games coming up, this would be a good one to get us going for sure.
Maybe you said earlier in the season you're trying to focus on taking open shots when you have them. You're going to hit a couple open shots last night. How has your confidence grown as a shooter and your ability to take advantage of those opportunities when you get them?
It's grown a lot. I put in a lot of work since the end of last year, so I'm trusting in my work, trusting my teammates, trusting in me, finding me open. So I'm definitely going to keep trusting my shot and just try to keep taking steps forward for sure.
Do you realize when you start hitting shots like that, how much space it continues to open up for guys like Franz and Paolo and really help the offense take itself to the next level?
I realize it. But some different games call for different things, and so we kind of just try to go and figure it out as we go, for sure.
All right, I'm good.